All right, we're going to jump right into it today. We have all new info. We got brand new set announced, dropped today. Uh, we got an all new set coming in November. We've got the first look at the new set, Rise of the Floodborn. It's Lorcana's second set. There's a bunch of new cards, a bunch of new products. We're going to go through all of it. Um, so it says this set dips into the inky origins of Floodborn Glimmers. The six magical inks, Amber, Amethyst, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Steel, were released in a mixed up chaotic form, resulting in a mysterious flood which damaged the Great Illuminary. When Storyborn or Dreamborn Glimmers encounter this mixed ink, they surge with a power that changes them, transforming them into Floodborn Glimmers. As the magical ink poured out of the Illuminary, treasured lore went into it, including King Triton's powerful trident. So this is where it'd be very interesting to me to see, like, is King Triton's trident going to become a separate item, right? Or is something associated with that going to become like an action card, or is there going to be a version of King Triton without his trident? What does that do? Ooh, could we get the little Ursula creates those little the little creatures that are all stuck. It'd be really cool to see a version of Triton that's like that version. That'd be kind of fun. Like a one cost 0/1. It's inkable or something. With some sort of ability. It'd be very interesting to see. Oh, but you see we got some new cards here. We've got the Queen, we've got Belle, we've got Gaston. We'll get into all those. I'm going to go through kind of the set details that were announced, and then we'll kind of go through individual cards. So, Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn features more than 200 cards with brand new artwork. Real quick note, it is another 204 card set. This is just like the first chapter. So, we're getting the same number of cards, a ton of new cards getting added to the game, which is awesome. Super excited. At this point, we don't know if they're planning on reprinting any first chapter cards. I don't think anything's been announced regarding that, but my hope is it's a whole bunch of brand new cards. Fan favorites like Winnie the Pooh and Tiana appear for the first time, while 6 additional Disney stories join the game's lineup. So we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which is something I've been talking about at my locals. How it'd be very cool if there's like a Seven Dwarfs kind of mechanic where you could have based on the number of dwarfs you have, like you get increasing benefits, kind of like the way the Musketeers all help each other. There's Pinocchio, Zootopia, The Great Mouse Detective, The Jungle Book, and Raya and the Last Dragon. And within the stuff that's been released, we definitely see. I mean, we've already seen Snow White, so I'm not sure why it says like 6 additional, right? Because the Queen isn't the Queen from Snow White, so I'm not sure why that says additional. That's already been in there. I don't think we've seen anything out of Pinocchio yet. I haven't seen any of the Pinocchio Zootopia cards. We do see some cards from Great Mouse Detective. We do see a little hint of Jungle Book, and I'll hopefully be able to point that out for you. And then Raya and the Last Dragon, we definitely see a Raya card in here. So moving on here, we've got additionally a new keyword makes this debut, Resist. The resist keyword indicates how much additional damage characters may be able to withstand. For example, resist 2 on a character means any damage dealt to them is reduced by 2. What's not super clear here is if, I'm assuming that's in each instance of damage, right? Which means you could play any number of grab your swords or fire the cannons, and it's not going to damage a character with resist 2. So this is a very powerful new ability that we're seeing here. It's going to be very interesting to see how this impacts, especially like steel. So far, the cards that have this ability are in steel, but steel versus steel is going to become a very interesting matchup to kind of pay attention to. Let's just take a look at each of the products. So here we've got the Rise of the Floodborn booster packs. We've got the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. We've got Raya. We've got another Beast. Down here we've got Merlin, and we've got Tiana. Showing up on the box art. And then over here we've got the Queen and Gaston in an Amber Sapphire deck. We've got Merlin and Tiana in the Amethyst Steel. And then down here, first off, these 2 pieces of art. And these are the new the new play mats here. We've got the Winnie the Pooh and a new beast whose card hasn't been revealed yet. These two pieces of art are fantastic. This Winnie the Pooh might be the coolest piece of art in the game at this point. This is so ridiculously cool. It's fun. I can't wait to see the rest of the cards that are coming out. It says, additionally, there's one more surprise joining this product. In celebration of Disney's 100th anniversary, we are releasing a special collection set, Disney Lorcana Disney 100 Edition. And so what this is, it's almost like enchanted versions of 6 cards. 5 of those cards are from the first chapter, right? So the Elsa, Genie, Stitch, Maleficent, and Maui are all from the first chapter. And then this particular Mickey Mouse is actually from Rise of the Floodborn. So we'll get to that as well. And so it says this set is perfect for collectors, containing 6 cards from Disney Lorcana, the first chapter, and Disney Lorcana, Rise of the Floodborn, featuring never-before-seen alternate artwork drawn by Disney animators from Walt Disney Animation Studios. Another cool thing is these have a copy of the animator's signature showing up on the cards, which I think is super cool to include that. I think one of the things that's been probably one of the best features of Lorcana is the art. The art is very, very good, and the fact that they're kind of like prominently promoting those artists along with it is super cool. Ravensburger had artists in their booth at Gen Con, and they've had them at several other events. So definitely working to promote the artists of their game along with it, which is a super cool thing. I think not a lot of TCGs really put that same amount of effort into it, so it's super cool. So it says each card features an exclusive Disney 100 frame design, a satin holographic foil finish. This is, I'm assuming it's definitely not a cold foil. It's going to be something probably different than the enchanted finish as well. And a copy of the animator signature, which we talked about. And additionally, each of these sets is going to include 4 booster packs of Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn. So 4 packs of the new set will be in there as well. So super cool. And it says Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn will release at local game stores on November 17th. We've known that for a while, including the Disney 100, while the wide release, including the Disney Lorcana Disney 100 edition, will follow on December 1st. So even though Rise of the Floodborn launches at game stores on November 7th, everybody's got to wait until December 1st for this really cool gift set. And we hope you're excited, and we're going to get into the rest of the stuff here. So the cards that were released... is the all right, give me 1 second. I just have to pull up the I think it was I should have had this pulled up before I came online. There it is. This is what I want. All right. So we've got every new card revealed. So we're going to start off here with Tiana, Celebrating Princess.
Who will be the superior side? Is it the rich, creamy, indulgent classic?
Don't want to eat that. All right. So we got Tiana, Celebrating Princess. Obviously, we've had Princess and the Frog cards with Dr. Facilier. It's great to get Tiana. She's a 4-cost uninkable. She's 1 strength and 4 willpower. She quests for 2 lore. She's a Dreamborn hero princess in steel. We've got resist +2. Damage dealt to this character is reduced by 2. We talked about that a little earlier and how ridiculously good that is. And then what you give is what you get. While this character is exerted and you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play actions. I don't know how great this is going to be. Resist 2 is excellent. It basically gives her like essentially a 6 willpower if she's getting challenged by a single character. But you have to have no cards in your hands in order to stop your opponents from playing actions. I don't know how great that's going to turn out. So it'll be interesting to see what other cards kind of come out it would be interesting if there's more cards that kind of play on the getting a bonus while you don't have any cards in your hand. That'd be pretty interesting. So we're gonna see kind of what this does. Um, yeah, so we'll check that out. Next up, we've got the Cinderella Stout-Hearted, another steel card. She is a 7-cost inkable. Um, she has 5 strength and 5 willpower. She's a Floodborn hero princess knight, so a lot of keywords there going on. Haven't seen knight before. This is the first knight we've seen, I believe. Is that right? Now I gotta double check real quick. I don't think either of the princes um, were knights either, right? Is Prince Philip a knight? I don't believe he is. I think he's just a prince, maybe a prince and a hero. I'll check on that. But she has shift 5, right? So you can pay 5 if you're going to play her on top of one of your other characters named Cinderella. Here we go. Prince Philip is a Storyborn hero prince. He is not a knight. None of the musketeers are knights. I'm just trying to think. Like, I think knight is a new character type, which is super cool. So we got shift 5. We talked about that. Resist 2, again, super good. Quest for 3 lore, quite a bit, but this ability right here is what I think is going to help drive this card to be even more excellent. The Singing Sword. Whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. So we've got that Amber Steel Song deck that's been making the rounds and doing really, really well lately. This is a card that really just helps push that deck even farther. Those decks I don't think are playing a lot of Cinderella, even though she is a singer and can exert to heal. But I think this having the shift 5 ability really helps bring that card a little bit more utility as well. It'd also be very cool if we see more Cinderella cards to be able to shift onto. Next up, we've got Gaston, Intellectual Powerhouse. I love the art on this card. It's so good. It's a 6-cost, uninkable. He's 4 strength, 4 willpower, Floodborn villain. He's got shift 4, so you can pay 4 ink to play this on top of one of your characters named Gaston. Obviously, shift is a great mechanic. Developed Brain. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put 1 into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. He quests for 3 lore. I mean, if you can get him out on turn 4, he's great. The fact that he's uninkable is probably like the only real downside here. He's a rare. I haven't really talked about the rarity of the other cards much, but this art is great, right? Like Gaston pointing the villagers to ram down storm the castle doors. They got to storm over the castle. Dead Beast means Gaston gets Belle. It's so good. He's got like his little goggles on, and he looks all smart and stuff. This card the art is great. The card is fun. Yeah, I mean, what's not to like here? He quests for 3 lore. That's great. Next we have Dinner Bell. Dinner Bell is a 4-cost uninkable item in Ruby. You know what happens. You can exert this card and pay 2 ink. Draw cards equal to the damage on chosen character of yours, then banish them. So you look at a character of yours that is damaged. You pay this cost. Draw a number of cards equal to the amount that the character of damage the character had, and then you banish the character that you chose as well. This is one of those things that's like really interesting, especially I think in Ruby, where you end up with characters that might have like a bunch of damage. If you've got like a heroic outlaw Aladdin or something that's got 4 damage on it, and you can't. Your opponent doesn't have anything for you to, attack because they keep all their stuff upright. You can just quest for your 2 and then activate this, draw 4 cards, like get huge value from your character that only had like a little bit of life left in them. This might go really well with a lot of. There's a lot of cards in Amber and in Sapphire that have really high willpower that could end up piling a bunch of damage on. This is just a way to kind of like say goodbye to those characters while getting huge value out of it. So I think that card is really, really good. You know, the 4 cost is probably a little steep to get it out on the field initially. But I think there's definitely going to be a lot of room for this card to see some good play. All right, here's where we see Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon. We have a 4 cost inkable Raya, Warrior of Kumandra. She's in Ruby. She's a Storyborn Hero Princess, 5 strength, 3 willpower, vanilla, 1 lore. I think she's okay. I mean, 5 strength at 4 costs is pretty good, but you know, 3 willpower in a world where Smash exists, you know, and she only quests for 1 lore. I don't know how much she's really gonna do. Uncommon. I mean, the art is super cool. You know, straight out of the movie. You know, looks right out of the movie. So I think it's a very cool looking card. I just don't know that it's going to see a ton of play. She's a princess though, so she could. I've been playing with like a Mulan deck that does a lot of princess shenanigans. You know, so get her out there. You know, use Moana to ready them, so you can quest for your 1 ready, and then use her to beat into something. You know, there's some flexibility within that. All right, Belle Hid. This is the card I'm most excited for. Belle Hidden Archer. She's a 5 cost uninkable. Let me get rid of the ads again. 5 cost uninkable Belle Hidden Archer in Emerald. She's 3 willpower, 3 strength. Floodborn Hero Princess. Shift 3. You can pay 3 to play this on top of what one of your characters named Belle. Right now, I believe all the Bells we have seen that we have currently are in Sapphire. So it'll be really interesting to see if we get a Belle of a different color to have more options to mix this character in. But even so, like this card, let me go through the rest of the cards. Shift 3, 3 lore, questing for 3 lore and a 5 body. That's something that a lot of Emerald cards get. And then she's got the ability Thorny Arrows, and this is so good. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand. So they got to deal with this, but they're giving up every card they have to be able to attack it. So the interesting thing to me is within the current color scheme that you have Bells to shift onto, you also have Aurora, Dreaming Guardian, which can give Belle Ward, which basically means the only way to get rid of her would be like a board wipe, or you know, like 2 grab your swords. Like you have to do like a kind of the AoE type of attacks. But this Belle, even if you don't have another Belle to shift onto, you know, we're seeing a lot of that kind of lemon lime aggro that plays 1 jump ahead. I mean, this is a fantastic card to drop right in there. It's just cool. It's good. It's going to be fun. Legendary. I would not be surprised if we see an enchanted version of this card. The art looks pretty good. A little twisty arrow. Not sure how well that would fly in reality, but you know, it's a Disney movie. We're not dealing with reality. And then obviously, like all of the arrows, like their fletching is actually roses back here, which is kind of interesting. So very cool card. I'm looking forward to playing with this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Sorcerer's Spellbook is a 3 cost uninkable item in Amethyst. Knowledge, exert it, pay an ink, gain 1 lore. So this is the first time that we're seeing a way to directly gain lore that isn't questing. So it'll be very interesting. So far, this is going to be the only way. You know, it's uninkable. I expect that this is going to become a 4 of in a lot of decks. I mean, the ability to, you know, right now item destruction is at a premium. You know, there's only 2 cards that deal with items. They're both in steel, which means if you're not in steel, you don't have really a way to deal with this. You just stick it out, and then it just becomes like an ink dump. Kind of for late game. You get 2 or 3 of these out there, and that can just, you know, you don't even have to, you know, be prepared can't stop you from gaining lore. Gravity Swords can't stop you from gaining lore. Like you can just really pump through it. So this is a very cool card. I think this might be the type of card, in my opinion, that kind of shifts the meta significantly. Um, Again, the Amber Steel Song deck is probably going to start seeing, once this set comes out, is really going to start seeing a lot of beasts, mostly to deal with this card joining all of those other items in Ruby Amethyst or Ruby Amethyst control decks. I expect this might join that as well. So, super cool card. All right, next up, we've got Winnie the Pooh Honey Wizard. It's a 5-cost inkable in Amethyst. 5 strength, 5 willpower, Dreamborn Hero Sorcerer. Look at this art, man. You got Winnie the Pooh. He's sitting there with his wizard robes in. He's got his staff of the honey comb or whatever it's going to be called. He's got, this swirl of honey around him. You've got kind of like this beehive, like kind of hexagonal type of pattern kind of all through the area behind him. He's surrounded by bees coming at him. He's sitting on the hive that's just dripping with honey. So cool, so fun. He quests for 2 lore, 5 strength, 5 willpower on a 5-cost body that you can ink if you need to. It's a sorcerer. I think there's, hopefully going to be some cool kind of sorcerer themed decks that he'll slip into. Vanilla, no abilities, but fairly decent stats for the cost. And at common. Common's a lot of fun. All right. Next, we have Merlin Shapeshifter, 4-cost inkable in Amethyst, 1 strength, 5 willpower. We've got Storyborn Mentor Sorcerer, and then he quests for 1 lore. He's got the ability Battle of Wits. Whenever one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character gets +1 lore this turn. He's a rare. I'm expecting we'll see more ways to bounce characters to your hand. Probably some other cards that play with that ability as well, right? Like maybe a character that has like exert this character, return it to your hand and give it strength to something else, kind of like support, but like you get it if you put it back in your hand, you can add its strength to something else or something along those lines, right? You got lots of really cool room for fun abilities here that we could see happen. So I expect we'll see more stuff that kind of bumps up this type of mechanic in this set. It'll be a lot of fun. Next we have Elsa Gloves Off, because we need more Elsas. Can I get rid of this? Nope. Okay. Elsa Gloves Off, 4-cost inkable in Amethyst. We've got 3 strength and 4 willpower. Storyborn Hero Queen Sorcerer. She's got Challenger +3, which means you basically, when you're challenging, you've got a 4-cost 6/4 body out there, which is pretty solid. Quest for 1 lore. Another target for, I think this is probably going to be a better target for the 8-drop Elsa to shift onto. Come out, swing onto something, take something out. So pretty good. Next up, we've got Zero to Hero. We've got a 2-cost uninkable Amber action song. A character with 2 cost or more can exert to sing this song for free. It says, count the number of characters you have in play. You pay that amount of ink less for the next character you play this turn. So we're seeing, again, more support for song decks, a lot of cost reduction continuing to happen in Amber, along with the Lantern. And then you'll see the Mickey as well has some cost reduction built into it. They're just continuing to do the stuff. I like the art here. Again, you've got like a little weak Hercules before he trains up with Phil. Love that we're seeing more Hercules cards. One of my favorite movies, and then Hercules kind of fighting off various monsters once he becomes a hero. Very cool, uncommon. So I expect it'll see quite a bit of play. Next, we've got the Queen Commanding Presence. It's another very, very good card. Got a 5 cost, Inkable, 4 strength, 3 willpower, Floodborn Villain Queen. She has shift 2, only 2. This is also the first time. Normally we see shift as 2 less than the character's normal cost. So the fact that this is only 2 to shift instead of like 3 is notable. And we'll have to kind of pay attention and see if that becomes a trend in some of these other some of the other cards that get revealed here. But shift 2, pay 2 to play it on top of one of your characters named the Queen. Right now, obviously, the Queen. The other one is in Amethyst. Also has a 5 cost. This one quests for 2 lore. It says, who is the fairest? Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -4 strength this turn, and chosen character gets +4 strength this turn. So this is, this is the kind of character that, when it comes out and it quests, if you're staring down a giant Tinkerbell, that's already exerted because it sang something, you're basically guaranteed to take it out without taking any damage back, and there's lots of other characters that this is going to really just help something else you have take it out. Especially if you have anything, if you're playing along with Ruby and you've got Reckless characters out, it's a big power swing. This could really help you get through. I expect this ability would help get through a lot of the steel resist characters that we've seen, and we'll see. It'll be really interesting to see what else is out there to kind of help out this mechanic. But this ability right here is pretty solid. I know a lot of people aren't big on the combat tricks with messing with it, but let me tell you, once you've had it played against you, it can be pretty powerful, and it can really turn the tide when you're in a rough spot. This card is also notable because it has two artists on it, Matthew Robert Davies and Lady Shalarin. It is a super rare. Again, super cool art. It's in amber. You see these like golden swirls coming up from these various potions or elixirs or whatever coming around her commanding presence. Very cool card. Next, we've got Mickey Mouse Friendly Face. We've got a 6 cost Inkable in amber. Got 1 strength, 6 willpower. So similar to the Moana stat line for that. Questing for 3 lore. But it has this Glad You're Here ability. Whenever this character quests, you can pay 3 ink less for the next character you play this turn. So this is, you get lots of options for great 3-drop characters, especially in Amber. Ariel, Spectacular Singer being one of them. So being able to get her out for free after you've just gained 3 lore can be really good. Again, continuing with the cost reduction theme that we have in Amber. And that gets us to the end of it. Now, I had seen it. Someone had shown there's a product that got spoiled somewhere. There's a image that got shared, and on the side of it you could see Shere Khan. And I think it was on the side of the booster box. There must be another image somewhere that has the booster box shown. Why is that over there? That also shows Shere Khan. So I'm excited to see Shere Khan. I love Jungle Book. It's one of my favorite movies. I know, there's some stuff in there that doesn't hold up to the test of time. Basically all the stuff with King Louis. But it's Shere Khan's a super cool villain. I hope they do him justice in this. So the Great Mouse Detective. So I guess we can talk about this a little bit. Snow White. We talked about the Queen. Is who we have from Snow White. We haven't seen anything from Pinocchio, but there's obviously a lot of great characters in there we could see. We could see, Pinocchio himself, Geppetto, Jiminy Cricket, the Fairy, Cleo, lots of great characters there. We can see Zootopia. It's cool that we're seeing, some of the more recent movies, kind of like Moana and stuff like that. I expect that'll be a trend that continues. The Great Mouse Detective, we've seen the Dinner Bell is from that. I can't remember that character's name. It's been forever since I watched The Great Mouse Detective. I can't remember that guy's name. Um, but this is from that. Um, Jungle Book again. We've seen an image of Shere Khan. I'll have to track that down at some point. I'll post on my Twitter if I find it. And then Raya and the Last Dragon. We see Raya herself. It'll be interesting to see what else kind of comes out of that. So yeah, this is the new set that's coming out. So tell me, what have you seen that makes you the most excited for the set? Which of these cards are you most excited to play? I know there's a lot of kind of negativity out there for people who are kind of newer to TCGs, like, oh, they just released this set, they haven't gotten first set cards, first chapter cards out to everybody who wants them, and they're already releasing another set. But you know what? This is just how TCGs go. Ravensburger has committed to a release of a new set every 3 months. They're working on getting more first chapter cards out there, and based on the way they said it, my guess is that they're planning by the end of Q1 to have basically tripled the amount of product that they've printed for the first chapter, and then it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how this set kind of creeps up the power level if it does. There's definitely some power creep showing up here, but it's going to be really interesting to see kind of what happens with it. I expect that, especially this Cinderella here, we're going to see kind of probably an increase in that Amber Steel if the announcement from Pavel from Pixelborn and the Dex Performance hadn't already done it. I expect that this card is going to kind of help drive up kind of all those Steel Song staple cards, as this card is probably going to get slotted in. Also, I saw a tweet from Pavel, the guy who does Pixelborn, saying that these new cards that have been revealed are all going to be on Pixelborn probably as soon as tomorrow. So that's something to definitely look out for. You're probably going to run into a lot of people trying to test these cards out, seeing how they impact current decks. I expect the Amber Emerald aggro decks are going to be slotting in Bell, most likely in place of the Mad Hatter in a lot of cases, or maybe splitting time with Cusco. I would not be shocked for the decks that run 4 Hatters and 4 Cuscos to split that up a bit, right? Maybe 3 Cuscos and 2 Hatters, and dropping in 3 Bell along with them, kind of splitting some duty there, or maybe taking some other 5-drop out to slot this in. But a lot of exciting stuff. I'm really interested to see how the rest of this deck shapes out. Let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what you're the most excited for. Let me know. And then I plan on streaming some more gameplay stuff once these cards come out. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. With that, I'm going to call it. Bella is busted. Hey, CPM, good to see you. Bella is busted with Just in Time and The Beast is Mine. I agree completely. Yep. And not just that. You also have John Silver out there, right? So you can drop Bell and then get John Silver out, especially if you're in Amber. Emerald and Amber is going to be an oppressive. It really is going to be a more oppressive color pie than it already is. My favorite deck that I've been playing is if you've been watching my stream, is Emerald Steel. So I'm excited to try dropping this card in there as well, just to see how that does. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some more Emerald Amethyst love, but yeah, Amber Emerald is going to be super brutal. And yes, Bell on turn 3, you can't beat it. It's true. It's probably going to be the best way to play Bell. Beast is Mine on turn 4. Yep. Yeah, forcing characters to attack into her. Yeah, I mean, giving something reckless. Yep. It's gonna be really, really fun. Really fun to see how the rest of this set shakes out. And then yeah, so I'll be putting this up on um, on YouTube pretty much right away, um, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the next set, and I'll do streams kind of going through everything as we get new announcements. Let's see, lock them out with Mother Gothel while maintaining card draw with Stitch and Rapunzel. Yep, yep, it is going to be a very powerful combination, but it looks like lots of combinations, lots of other deck archetypes are getting a lot of support as well. We talked about Cinderella. We're seeing this resist mechanic. It'll be very interesting to see if resist becomes a steel only mechanic or if that's something that gets shared with other colors. Because steel doesn't have anything right now that's like a keyword that's its own. Other colors get challenger, and lots of things have shift. So yeah, we'll it's going to be a lot of fun. We're getting into, we're jumping into spoiler season. I am hoping that they do some kind of creator support, kind of like how Magic. I'd hate to compare it to Magic, but I hope a lot of like the content creators, the community creators, are given cards to preview as we enter the spoiler season. I think that'd be great. A great way to kind of support the people who are out there, promoting the game and encouraging people to stick with it, even if they can't find product and stuff. So that's one of the things I'm really hoping we see. But yeah, I'm super pumped for it. I'm pumped for October when more product hopefully hits stores and it becomes more readily available. And I hope you guys can all find what you're looking for as far as some cards. And yeah, hoping to continue to just have fun playing this game. And I'll see you guys next time. So have a good day. Bye.